Hello there, a very good evening and welcome to another edition of Primetime News on TV1. I'm Charlotte Benedict for the Newsfirst evening.
And I'm Naveksha Gunasekara. Here are your headlines for tonight.
Walk for Peace in the Island of Peace concludes in Colombo. Sacred Sri Mahabodhi sapling presented to Venerable Panya Karathero by the President to be taken to the United States. CID submits court report on $2.5 million Treasury cyber theft. Former Gotabaya Rajapaksa aide targeted in waste attack in Battaramulla. UNP declines SJB invitation, confirms it will not attend May Day rally. UNP recalls Ranasinghe Premadasa's guidance on avoiding politics on Poya Day.
මේ පක්ෂ නායකතුමා හැටියට මේ පළමුවෙනිදා පොයේ දිනයක් වැටිච්ච වෙලාවක එතුමාගේ ඉල්ලීම පරිදි පුණ්‍ය කටයුතු වලට සහභාගී වෙලා තියෙනවා.
The state ceremony of Walk for Peace in the Island of Peace was held this evening at Independence Square under the patronage of President Anrukumara Dissanayake. During the event, a sapling of the sacred Jai Shri Mahabodhi was ceremonially handed over by the President to the Mahasangha, who had arrived from the United States as a diplomatic gesture.
Venerable Panya Karathera of Vietnam, along with members of the Mahasangha, arrived at the Independence Square premises in Colombo at around 4:30 p.m. today. The state ceremony was held with the participation of the Mahasangha of the three sects, as well as religious leaders from all faiths. President Anrukumara Dissanayake, ministers, diplomats and heads of the security forces were among those present at the event. During the ceremony, a sapling of the sacred Jai Shri Mahabodhi in Anuradhapura was officially presented by the President to the Mahasangha, including Venerable Panya Karathera of Vietnam.
Each one of us also has a world inside. Within this body and mind, there is a territory. There are borders. There are conflicts. There is peace. If we cannot govern our own inner world with wisdom, how can we expect the outer world to remain peaceful? So ask yourself, do I meet my own thoughts with mindfulness? Do I respect what is good and avoid what is harmful? Do I listen to wisdom both within and around me? Do I cultivate kindness and patience? If each individual begins to establish peace within, then families become peaceful, communities become peaceful, nations become peaceful, the world becomes peaceful. Peace is not built from the outside in. It is built from the inside out. During this journey, we were not alone. A very special being walked with us, Aloka. Aloka has no voice to speak our language, yet he has communicated something very profound to all of us. Through his presence, we were reminded that loving kindness and compassion must not be limited. It must extend to all living beings. The way a society treats its animal reflects reflects the depth of its humanity. And here in Sri Lanka, we have witnessed something truly inspiring: the love, the care, the protection shown to our Loka and the animals along the way has been deeply moving. Let this not end with this walk. Let it grow.
Addressing the gathering, President Anurakumara Dissanayake stated that the entire world must embark on the path to peace, which it so desires.
සාමී වටිනාකම පිළිබඳව ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට බොහෝ අත්දැකීම් තිබෙනවා.
Sri Lanka has many experiences on the value of peace. We are a people who have suffered dire consequences caused by war. We all have hope for world peace and the good that it would do to the entire world. I would like to extend my gratitude and honor to Venerable Panyakara Thera and other Venerable Theras for their efforts. I saw children and elderly people alike lining up along the road and honoring the Venerable Theras. What does that mean? That showed the devotion and respect that the people of Sri Lanka have towards Venerable Theras who are disciplined and true to the Dhamma. We believe that this was a great exercise that awakened the general public of our country to true liberation and true core of the Dhamma. Every time that we have achieved economic revival, we have also had a religious rejuvenation. Every time that there was a breakdown in religious rejuvenation, there has also been a collapse in the economy and society. In our country's journey towards development and peace, we need a society that has experienced religious rejuvenation. I invite everyone to unite to achieve this. While the general public expects a state and community void of suspicion, distrust, anger and hatred, extremists, conspirators and racists are hoping for racial conflicts and discord among the general public. What has happened? A large majority of the people have been sidelined, while a handful of people are coordinating and implementing an agenda of war. Therefore, the world and our motherland should revert back to the path of peace that the general public expects. I believe that Venerable Panyakara Thera and the other Venerable Theras have reignited a discourse on mindfulness in our country. We are extremely grateful to the Venerable Thera and his team. Venerable Panyakara Thera has created a turning point among our people on this concept of mindfulness, and this has resulted in a rejuvenation among the people of this country. We might not be able to be number one in some aspects like wealth, equipment, technology when compared to other countries of the world, but we can become number one in the world in humanity. The preachings of Venerable Theras who are disciplined and true to the Dhamma have been pivotal in achieving this. Therefore, let's become a land of peace and a land of humanity in this world.
සාමී දිවයින මනුස්සත්වයේ දිවෙන බවට පත් වෙමු.
The work for peace in the island of peace took rest for the night yesterday at the historic Kalaniya Rajamaha Vihara. This morning, a Dhamma discussion was held at the Kalaniya Rajamaha Vihara under the guidance of Venerable Panyakara Thera of Vietnam with the participation of school and university students.
It is so much different between Sri Lanka walk and America because this is a Buddhist country and all these lovely people already know how to worship the triple gems. And we offer to the point as well. And so much love to the point that they come out and try to grab us as well. And I have to tell you one thing, that is also not mindful. Even though those are trying because of love, because of hospitality, nothing wrong with it, nothing wrong whatsoever. It's just that we will lose the most important here. But I truly hope that this message from today will apply to all the people around the world in this country, so that later on, if there will be another mission or some other monks who walk on the same path, it will be better for all of us.
What is the essence of Buddha's philosophy as you understand it?
very simple, like we already understand, we already know that Buddhism is not a religion, it is a philosophy, the way of life, the way of living. That is why we have to practice to see the truth of this samsara. We have to understand it right. Otherwise, we keep on repeating ourselves into the religious thing. We are repeating ourselves like that, generation after generation. That is why our Buddhism is become one of the religion in the world who also practicing all these spiritual things, not just in Vietnam, not just Sri Lanka, Thailand, and everywhere now happen the same thing. So the way of life is how we live mindfully, how we live with kindness, compassion, and how we bring peace to ourselves and the others. That is why the Buddha born to teach us, to show us the way, show us the path. But again, he said, don't listen, don't believe in what I said yet. You have to take that into action, practice it. Once you practice, you get the result. Now you choose to believe, to follow or not. And of course, the Buddha cannot drag you along that path. He already saw this path will lead you to happiness, and this path will lead you to suffering, samsara. Whichever path you want to walk on is totally up to you.
The full Dhamma discussion is scheduled to be broadcast on Sirasa TV on the 1st of May, which coincides with the full moon Poya Day. At the conclusion of the Dhamma discussion, those in attendance paid their respects to Venerable Panyakara Thera and the members of the Mahasangha who were present. Thereafter, at around 12 noon, the Walk for Peace resumed its journey, departing from the Kalaniya Raja Mahavihara towards Independence Square. A large number of devotees and members of the public gathered along both sides of the route to welcome and pay their respects to the Mahasangha participating in the Walk for Peace. The Walk for Peace reached the Independence Square after passing Pattiya Junction, Paliaguda and Urugudavatta.
Demi kebahagiaan semua makhluk, mari melangkah dalam kasih sayang. Datanglah dunia. Walk for the many, walk for the light, to heal the world.
The Walk for Peace in the Island of Peace, led by Vietnamese monk Venerable Panyakara Thera, along with a group of other monks, arrived at the Capital Maharaja Group head office premises on Braybrook Place, Colombo too. Here they were welcomed by Chairman of the Capital Maharaja Group Sashi Rajamahendran, Group Director S.C. Veerasekara and Group Director Electronic Media Business Siobhan Daniel, CEO of MTV Yasurat Kamalsiri, among others. Venerable Panyakara Thera also took a moment to appreciate the support extended to the Walk for Peace.
Respected Mahasangha, hello everyone. Today marks the ending of the Walk for Peace here in Sri Lanka. and we are very thanks for all the support from all the people in this country, especially your television channels that have covered for this Walk for Peace since the beginning until now. And that support this mission to share it to all the people in this country and around the world. Because of all your work and effort and every day following us, that will reach more people around the world to know more about this mission, about peace, about mindfulness. So thank you so much for all that support and all that help. May you all be well, be happy, and be peaceful. And I would like to share our merit to all of you. And may you success in every ways. Thank you.
Thereafter, the Walk for Peace in the Island of Peace proceeded to the Gangaramaya temple, concluding a week-long program.
Newsfirst with the people.
Residents strongly protested and pelted waste at a group led by Sugishwara Bandara, a former personal secretary to former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, when they attempted to surround the residence of the secretary to the Ministry of Finance.
Sugishwara Bandara, former personal secretary to Gotabaya Rajapaksa, arrived this morning along with several others, claiming they were heading to besiege the residence of Secretary to the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma, located in Palavatta, Battaramulla. Local residents strongly objected to Sugishwara Bandara's attempt to enter their neighbourhood and surround a private residence, and responded by launching a waste attack.
While the war was going on, suddenly Kumara and Harshana Surya Peruma got together and carried out a deal at the Central Bank. 800 million rupees belonging to the people of this country are now being blamed on a so-called hacking attack. What we say is this: if Harshana Surya Peruma has any sense of shame, he should resign and allow an independent investigation. An independent investigation cannot take place unless Harshana resigns, and Anurukumara Disanayaka must also step down.
Following the waste attack, former personal secretary to Gotabaya Rajapaksa, Sugishwara Bandara, fled the area along with several individuals who had arrived with him. This is how residents responded to their presence.
අපි තෙල් පෝලිං වල හිටියා. අපේ අම්මා නංගි ඔක්කොම තෙල් පෝලිං වල හිටියා. ගෑස් පෝලිං වල හිටියා. එතකොට උන් එක එකක්වත් ආවද බලන්න. දැන් මොකද තියෙන්නේ? මුන් හොරකම් කරලා රට බංකොලොත් කරලා අපි ඒ වල ඉඳලා මුන් දැන් එනවා අපි හොරකම් කරාගේ. අපි හොරකම් කරන්නේ මුන් එනවා උන් හොරකම් කරපු අපේ ඇඟේ ගාවා.
මුළු ලෝකයක් ඉස්සලා මේ රට දන ගැස්සුවා. ඔවුන් තමයි ඕවට වගේ කියන්න ඕනේ. ඕකයි ගෝඨාභයගේ පුද්ගලික ලේකම්. ඔවුන් තමයි මේ රට විනාශයටම පත් කළේ. මුන් හොඳ සුදනවගේ දැන් ඇවිල්ලා සුදු පිළිවෙතට දැන් කතා කරනවා. අපි ලෝකයක් ඉස්සලා විලි ලැජ්ජා නැති කරා. අනිවාර්යෙන් මුන් ටික බය වෙලා ඉන්නේ. ඔය එක එකාගේ පිල්ලි අවතාර.
මුළු රටම නාත වෙලා දුක් විඳිද්දි ඔය සෙට් එකම එකතු වෙලා සැප වින්දා. මිනිස්සුන්ගේ දුක දැනුන්නේ. දැන් මොකද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ දෙක? දැන් කට්ටිය ඇතුළට යන්න වෙන අන්ද ඒ බයට දැන් දඟලන්නේ. ඒවට උද්ඝෝෂණය කරන්න ආවද? රටේ මිනිස්සු දුක් විඳිනකොට කන්නේ නැතුව තෙල් පෝලිං වල අම්මලා තාත්තලා මැලෙද්දි ඇස් වලට බෙහෙත් දාන්න ගිහලා වැරදි බෙහෙත් දීලා ඉස්පිතාලවල ලෙඩ මැරෙද්දි ඒගොල්ලන්ට දැනුණාද? නෑ.
After fleeing following a waste attack by residents, the group later held a media briefing in Maharagama.
මේ හැංගීම දා ගොඩාබේ කාලේ බාලා බෙහෙත් ගෙනල්ලා මිනිසුන්ගේ කන් වෙද්දී ඔබතුමා ගාව තිබුණාද?
ඒ වෙලාවේ රනිල් At that time, President Ranil Wickremesinghe acted in a very impartial manner. Anurukumara Dissanayaka's closest political leader, at the very least, is Ranil Wickremesinghe. He should carefully reflect on how Ranil Wickremesinghe handled issues like this and act accordingly.
හිතලා බලලා වැඩ කරන්න කියලා. තෙල් පෝලිම් වල, ගෑස් පෝලිම් වල මිනිස්සු මරනවා. ඒ වෙලාව ඔබතුමා එළියට ඇවිල්ලා මේ සම්බන්ධව කතා කරන්න දුක පෙන්නුනේ නැහැ මිනිස්සු ඉස්සරහා. එදා ඇවිල්ලා
Even when the Gulf-based protest site was being established, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa did not throw waste, did not pelt filth, did not come with iron rods, and did not set off fireworks aimed at people's bodies. He protected freedom of expression in a very democratic manner. Today, we cannot even stage a peaceful protest. People are attacked, assaulted, heads are split open, fireworks are thrown at bodies. What kind of barbaric behavior is this?
මේ අමන ක්‍රියාව. ඔබතුමා කොහොමද පොළු අරගෙන පහර දුන්නේ නැහැ උද්ඝෝෂණ වලට කියලා. ඒකට මම අරගලයට පහර දුන්නේ මේ කාලේ නෙමෙයිද වෙන කාලයකද? අරගල වලට පහර දීම සම්බන්ධ කතා කරේ ගොඩාබේ ජනාධිපතිතුමා සම්බන්ධව. මේ එතුමාගේ කාලේ නෙමෙයිද? එතුමාගේ කාලේ තමයි. හැබැයි එතුමා අපක්ෂපාතී පරීක්ෂණයකට ඉඩ හැරියනේ. ඒ ප්‍රහාරය එතුමා තරේ හෙලා දැක්කා.
Journalists also questioned the cabinet spokesperson about the waste attack during the post-cabinet media briefing on cabinet decisions.
හිටපු ජනාධිපතිවරයාගේ පෞද්ගලික ලේකම්වරයෙක් වුණු සුගීස්වර යන අයට අසුචි ප්‍රහාරයක් ගොදුරු වෙලා තියෙනවා. මේක ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයේ තර්ජනයක්. ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂගේ ප්‍රකාශනය අරන් ගිය පුද්ගලයෙක් තමයි නැගී ගිය පුද්ගලයෙක් පෞගේ දවස්වල සුගීස්වර. ඔහුගේ ඒ ප්‍රකාශනයට දැන් මේ පාලන සමය තුල අසුචි තර්ජන එනවා නම් ඒක ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයට ලොකු බලපෑමක් නේ.
එතන මොකක් හරි කලබලයක් සිද්ධ වෙලා
If some disturbance occurred and there was a reaction from the general public, the police will investigate it. How exactly did the incident occur and what kind of attack was it? I have seen that the media has reported on it. The proper course of action is to hand the matter over to the law. Generally, in situations like this, different kinds of unrest can occur and people respond. I believe something of that nature took place.
මම හිතන්නේ.
ඒක ඔබතුමා කියන්නේ මේ සාමාන්‍ය ජනතාව සංවිධානය වෙලා එල්ල කළ ප්‍රහාරයක් කියලාද?
I have seen how some media outlets have reported it, but I do not yet have a police report regarding the incident. If a complaint is lodged, the police will conduct an investigation and determine what exactly happened, what was used and who was responsible.
මොනවද ගැහුවේ සහ කවුද ගැහුවේ කියන එක.
ඒ වගේම ඇතම් මාධ්‍ය වාර්තා කළ තිබුණා මේ කණ්ඩායම වල තිබ්බ බලවත්තෙන් කියලා. ඒ මාධ්‍ය වාර්තා ඔබතුමා දැක්කද?
Whether it was Pelavatta, Alutwatta or Tekavatta is something that needs to be established through police investigation. We do not know who was involved or where the group came from. You yourself are saying what was thrown. We do not yet know whether it was that or something else. All of this falls under the responsibility of the police. No one has been given the legal authority to behave in a manner that disrupts peaceful civilian life. Every individual has the right to hold opposing views. Expressing ideas is a fundamental human right. However, there is no legal justification for harming peaceful coexistence or causing damage to private property. As the police have not yet briefed me on the incident, I am unable to comment in detail. I too have seen the reports you mentioned. If Sugishwara or anyone else involved files a complaint with the police, an investigation will certainly be carried out.
The United National Party has informed that it is unable to participate in the May Day rally organised by the Samagi Janabalavagiya following an invitation extended by SJB leader Sajith Premadasa. In a letter sent by UNP General Secretary Thalathathu Korala to SJB General Secretary Ranjit Madhum Bandara, the United National Party stated that former President Ranasinghe Premadasa had pointed out that it is inappropriate to engage in political activities if the 1st of May falls on a poor day.
SJB leader and leader of the opposition Sajith Premadasa announced yesterday that the United National Party had been invited to participate in the SJB's May Day rally.
මේ ගමනට අපත් සමග අත්වල බැඳගන්නේ කියලා එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයට සියලුම එක්සත් ජාතික පාක්ෂිකයින්ට ඒ වගේම රටේ දියුණුව දෙස කැපවී සිටින අපේ රටේ ප්‍රගතිශීලී ජනතාවට ඉතාමත් ගෞරවයෙන් එකතු වන ලෙසට මේ මොහොතේ ආරාධනා කරනවා. එන්න අපත් සමග අත්වල බැඳගන්න.
However, UNP General Secretary Thalathathu Korala officially informed the Samagi Janabalavagiya today that the UNP will not take part in the May Day rally. Translation of statement. This year, May Day falls on the full moon Poya Day. Therefore, the United National Party had already decided not to engage in political activities on that day and to dedicate it to religious observances. Importantly, when Ranasinghe Premadasa served as Prime Minister, he clearly stated that if the 1st of May fell on a Poya day, it was inappropriate to engage in political activities. End of translation. Halathathu Korala further explained the party's decision at a media briefing.
සහභාගී වෙන විදියක් නැහැ නේ. ඉතින් අපේ පළමුවෙන්ම සකස් කරගත්ත වැඩසටහනක් අපිට තියෙනවානේ. දැන් ඒ වැඩසටහන දෙක තුන වෙද්දී ඉවරයි. නෑ ඉතින් ඒක එහෙම කියන්න බෑ. දෙක තුන වෙනකොට ඉවර වෙනවද හැන්ද වෙනවද? මේකේ ක්‍රමවේදයක් තියෙනවානේ. මේ එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයේ මම විශ්වාස කරනවා සමගි ජන බලවේගයේත් එහෙම ඇති කියලා. තුනියක සඳහන් කරා දේවස් මහත්මයා කැමති වෙලා තියෙනවා කියලා මේ පොයි දවසක මේ වැඩේ ගයි දෙනවා කරන්න එපා කියලා. දේශපාලනය කරන්න හොඳ නැහැ කියලා. මීට කලින් මේ පක්ෂ නායකතුමා හැටියට මැයි පළමුවෙනිදා පොයේ දිනයක් වැටිච්ච වෙලාවක එතුමාගේ ඉල්ලීම පරිදි පුණ්‍ය කටයුතු වලට සහභාගී වෙලා තියෙනවා. අපිට මැයි පළවෙනිදා කොහොමදත් අමතක කරන්න බෑ. මොකද ප්‍රේමදාස ජනාධිපතිතුමා ඝාතනය වුණේ මැයි පළවෙනිදා දවසකනේ නේද? ඉතින් එහෙම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. නමුත් මේ පූර්වාදර්ශයක් තිබිලා තියෙනවා. එතුමා එහෙම කරාට එතුමාගේ පුතා මේ දෙන්නේ බව. මේක එක පුද්ගලයාට වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේද? නේද? පුළුවන්. ඒ ගැන මට අදහසක් නැහැ. ඒක පුද්ගලයා එතුමාගේ පුතා කරනවාද පක්ෂය ගත්ත තීරණයක්ද කියන්න මම දන්නේ නැහැ.
Move forward, Sri Lanka.
The Criminal Investigation Department reported facts to court in connection with an incident in which cyber criminals are alleged to have stolen $2.5 million from the Sri Lanka Treasury. After reviewing the progress of the investigation, the Colombo Fort Magistrates Court approved a request made by the CID to impose an overseas travel ban on 5 officials.
When the case was taken up before Colombo Fort Magistrate Isru Nettikumara, the CID revealed several facts relating to the cybercrime. It was stated that loan installment payments made to Export Finance Australia following a debt restructuring process with Australia had been diverted into the hands of cyber criminals. Translation of statement by investigating officer. Quote,
Financial transactions including loan repayments had been carried out over a period of time using the official email address of the relevant institution, exportfinance.gov.au. Based on invoices sent via this email address, the External Resources Department had processed the loan repayments. Your Honour, on the 28th of October 2025, the company Enable issued a warning that the domain name of this email address had been changed. However, despite this warning, the funds transfer was carried out. Your Honour, the official email address is exportfinance.gov.au. Subsequently, using a commercial motive, a similar domain, exportfinanceav.com, was created. Your Honour, Enable logged into the server system and conducted a data examination. Based on the investigations carried out so far, no evidence has been revealed indicating unauthorized access into the email system.
Unquote. The CID informed court that Enable is the company that provided IT services enabling foreign payment facilities to the Ministry of Finance. The CID further told court that during inspections of the data system of the External Resources Department, it was revealed that certain data had been deleted. The magistrate inquired whether this deletion had been carried out deliberately. Quote,
Your Honour, investigations are still ongoing in this regard. No suspects have been identified at this stage. A comprehensive investigation is being conducted under the Public Property Act, the Computer Crimes Act and the Penal Code. Additionally, Your Honour, the emails of the External Resources Department were downloaded onto the Outlook. However, at the time this incident occurred, computer systems at the institution had also been changed.
Unquote. Meanwhile, the CID sought court approval to appoint a special expert committee to conduct a technical investigation into the cybercrime. The proposed committee includes representatives from the Government Analyst Department, the Sri Lanka Computer Emergency Readiness Team and the Dean of the Faculty of Computing at the University of Colombo. Granting permission, the Colombo Fort Magistrate also authorized the inspection of bank accounts belonging to the 5 officials currently on compulsory leave. The magistrate further ordered that given the sensitive and highly technical nature of the investigation, the case file be placed in the court safe for secure custody.
The cabinet spokesperson revealed yet another suspicious transaction while responding to questions at today's cabinet media briefing.
ඩොලර් මිලියන 2.5ක ඒ මූල්‍ය අක්‍රමිකතාවය ඒක හැක් කරලා හරි කොහොම හරි මේ රටේ ජනතාවගේ මුදල්. උතර මුදල් අමාත්‍යාංශයේ ලේකම්වරයා ඒක මුදල් ඇමතිවරයාටත් දැනුවත් කළ යුතුයි. එතකොට ඔහු ඒ කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයට දැනුවත් කළ යුතුයි. ඇත්තටම ඔබතුමන්ලා හිතාමතා මේ බොරුවක් කරාද ජනමාධ්‍ය වේදීන් අහනකොට ඔබතුමත් ඒ වගේම කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලය මේක දැනගෙන ඒක දන්නේ නැහැ වගේ හිටියද?
නිලධාරීන් සම්බන්ධයෙන්
Even before conducting internal investigations regarding the officials involved, the institution had already lodged a complaint with the Criminal Investigation Department and was taking necessary measures. Not all such matters are discussed within the cabinet. If you want, I can mention another instance right now. An investigation is currently underway regarding $600,000 paid by Sri Lanka Post to the US Post. These are matters we handle at the institutional level.
ඒවා ආයතන මට්ටමේ සිදු කරගන්න දේවල්.
ඒ කියන්නේ ඒකෙත් මූල්‍ය
US Post එකට මුදල්.
A complaint has been received stating that the US Post did not receive that money. An investigation is being carried out to determine how that happened. If there is a fault within such an institution, an investigative process is conducted at the institutional level. Not all of those details are discussed within the cabinet.
කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලය තුළ සාකච්ඡා වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
A digital platform designed to connect small and medium enterprises with global opportunities was launched in Colombo yesterday.
A new digital platform named Yoli was officially launched yesterday, marking a significant step in supporting and scaling small and medium enterprises across the country. The initiative, spearheaded by the Rotary Club of Colombo, aims to connect thousands of SMEs to broader markets both locally and globally.
Rotary is a unique project where we have trained about 3,000 SMEs across the whole country for the last 1 year. And today is unique because we targeted the A, B SCC groups of Sri Lanka, where what we are doing is that we are getting small, medium enterprises and we are promoting them on the supply chain development and then after that to drive the demand chain. And overall, I think 52% of GDP in Sri Lanka is developed by SMEs. So it's our duty to see as to how to support them, how we can connect them with the 1.2 million Rotarians all over the world. And today was a very special day because we have promoted the arts and culture of the country, and it has been there for the last 3-4 days. Almost all the paintings have been sold, and the proceeds of this goes to a small medium enterprise child who will be promoted for sports overseas.
Over the past year, Rotary has trained nearly 3,000 SMEs, and Yoli aims to link them to wider markets through Rotary's network of over 2,100 local and 1.2 million global members. The launch also celebrated local arts with proceeds supporting young SME beneficiary and highlighted success stories such as rural honey producer now accessing international markets.
United States President Donald Trump's national security team is reviewing an Iranian proposal aimed at halting its joint war with Israel, reopening the Strait of Hormuz and delaying negotiations over Tehran's nuclear program until the war ends. Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates said today that it quit OPEC and OPEC Plus, dealing a heavy blow to the oil exporting groups at a time when the Iran war has caused a historic energy shock and unsettled the global economy.
US President Donald Trump is unhappy with the latest Iranian proposal on resolving the 2-month war. A US official said dampening hopes for resolution of a conflict that has disrupted energy supplies, fueled inflation and killed thousands. Iran's latest proposal would set aside discussion of Iran's nuclear program until the war, on hold following a ceasefire announced earlier this month, is ended and disputes over shipping from the Gulf are resolved. Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates said it was quitting OPEC and OPEC Plus, dealing a heavy blow to the oil exporting groups and their de facto leader, Saudi Arabia, at a time when the Iran war has caused a historic energy shock and unsettled the global economy. The loss of the UAE, a long-standing OPEC member, could create a disarray and weaken the group, which has usually sought to show a united front despite internal internal disagreements over a range of issues from geopolitics to production quotas. Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong says the ongoing closure of the Strait of Hormuz is being felt disproportionately across the Asia-Pacific region due to energy supply disruptions. Wong spoke during a visit to Tokyo to meet with counterpart Toshimitsu Motegi. She hailed their closely linked supply chains that have allowed Australia to receive fuel imports from Japan. She said the two countries' economic relationship is increasingly important as we navigate global disruption. With about 1/5 of the world's oil normally flowing through the Strait of Hormuz, its closure has impacted Asian nations that receive most of their energy supplies through the vital waterway. The United Nations Security Council has failed to take action on the escalating crisis in the Strait of Hormuz as global tensions over maritime security continue to rise. During an emergency session, member states called for the de-escalation and the reopening of the vital shipping route where thousands of cargo vessels and tens of thousands of seafarers remain stranded. The disruption is driving up global fuel prices and raising concerns for vulnerable economies. Antonio Guterres delivered a stark warning on the growing global nuclear threat, urging world leaders to recommit to disarmament and uphold long-standing arms control agreements.
The global goal of eliminating nuclear weapons stretches back to the UN General Assembly's very first resolution in 1946. But sadly, people's memories are short. It was not so long ago that children learned to huddle under their desks in case of a missile launch. That the nuclear arms race forced us to build fallout shelters. That nuclear testing destroyed pristine environments and vulnerable communities, and that humanity lived under the shadow of potential nuclear Armageddon. Today, a state of collective amnesia has taken hold. Nuclear cybers rattle once more. Mistrust rules the day. Hard-won norms are eroding, and arms control is dying. For the first time in decades, the number of nuclear warheads is on the rise. Nuclear testing is back on the table, and some governments are openly mulling the acquisition of these horrific weapons. Have we forgotten that the nuclear war cannot be won and must not be fought? Have we forgotten that nuclear weapons make no one safer? Have we forgotten that the only reason the world did not tumble into the abyss was because leaders stood together and said, enough. First countries must keep their promises under the treaty, without caveats, without conditions, without delays, without excuses. It's time to recommit to disarmament and non-proliferation as the only true path to peace. By reinforcing the norm against nuclear testing, by strengthening the safeguard system and the IAEA's oversight, and by agreeing the measures needed to prevent nuclear war. Second, your discussions should lay the groundwork for the treaty to evolve. Today, the nuclear threat is compounded by new dangers from rapidly evolving technologies such as artificial intelligence and quantum computing. The treaty is not a relic of a former age frozen in amber. It must grapple with the nexus between nuclear weapons and new technologies. It must ensure that until nuclear weapons are eliminated, humanity never cedes control over their use. And it must help expand access to the benefits of nuclear science and technology for sustainable development. The treaty is only as strong as countries' commitment to it. With your support and engagement, the treaty can remain an active and strong foundation for a world free of nuclear weapons in our fast-moving age.
The King and Queen Camilla arrived at the White House on the second day of their U.S. state visit. They were greeted by U.S. President Donald Trump and his First Lady Melania Trump. Amidst the historic state visit of King Charles III to the White House, President Trump emphasized a centuries-old bond between the United States and the U.S., putting the relationship in shared culture and moral courage.
And that's a wrap of Primetime News on TV1 for tonight.
Thank you for watching.
Good night.